Hi, I'm Jane. Welcome to Lesson 4. This is probably one of the most important concepts that there are. And today we're talking about TEPs. And please don't jump at the language and say, well, I'm not using that word. TEP stands for Trigger for Extra Precaution. Now, I don't use the word trigger because trigger already has a negative connotation. And the whole reason for this language is to get rid of judgment. Now you know that red roads aren't bad, they're rough. Green roads are smooth. You're supposed to be travelling down all these emotional roads. No roads are bad, they're only rough. And so triggers are not bad either, there's no judgment. So instead of using the word trigger, I use the word TEP. So a trigger for extra precaution, a TEP, is something that influences you to go onto a red road. It doesn't make you, it influences you. For example, it could be having to get out of bed. It could be looking in the mirror in the morning, wondering what clothes to wear, what are you going to eat, what you look like, what you feel like, the people you're with, your job. We have TEPs all day, every day, and they're not bad. They are challenges. TEPs challenge you, and if you don't get challenged to go on that rough road, and then you don't grow. So TEPs are good things. TEPs could be your siblings, your brother and sister, your parents, your children. We have TEPs all around us, and don't judge them. We've said TEPs influence you to drive onto a rough road or feel a rough emotion, and TEPs can be so strong that you end up going out of control on that rough road. But TEPs don't necessarily only come on red roads. They can also come on the smooth green roads. For example, you could be, one of your favourite things to make you feel good, which we'll learn about tomorrow, could be food, and you love it. But if you eat it too much, what happens? You start to get out of control. You're not feeling good anymore. So overeating is a TEP. Initially it makes you feel good, but then it turns into a TEP and you end up on a rough road because you've overdone it. It could be the same with alcohol. Work. You love your work, but if you do it too much and the stress gets too high, then it becomes a TEP. What would be wonderful to do now, after you finish watching this video, is just sit and write a list, just on your phone or wherever, of your daily TEPs. Things that do influence you to go onto a red road. And try not to judge them, because they're the wonderful things in your life that challenge you to grow. Look at them from a different perspective. The children learn that TEP makes you steer onto roads you might fear. And that's what TEPs do. But these challenges are the ones that help us grow. Thanks.